So today is the day we go from cabin life back to van life.
Right then, let's get you up to speed. We kicked the year off deep in the Arctic Circle, and yeah, it was cold. Really cold. Then after a quick visit to the UK for some much needed maintenance,
Where does that go?
we set our sights on southern Spain, ready to chase summer. But our dog Bear had other plans. Bone cancer. Long story short, we're back in the UK, staying in this cabin in the woods so Bear can recover from surgery. But our time here is nearly up, and we've got no idea where we're going next. So that's what we need to figure out.
We're off to the vets. Bear's going to have his stitches removed, his first round of chemo. Well, as long as the white blood cell count comes back all good, then yeah, his first chemo session. So we're really looking forward to that. Getting that out the way. He's obviously got the wound that's leaking like mad. Oh, that's a bit over exaggerated, but it's leaking enough that it's like we're ready for that to be looked at and hopefully nipped up. So I've kind of forgotten what to do now, so I need to get water in there. It needs a bit of a clean. The fridge is almost walking itself out of here because it's probably got all sorts growing in there now. So it needs a deep clean and a sort out. And I think we've completely underestimated how long we need to do this. Well, first things first, I'm hoping that our hose actually reaches so I don't have to move the van. And I've just realised that everything I pretty much need to do right now means the doors actually have to be closed. We can't steal their toaster. Coffee machine. So not what we expected, but I think with what's happening with Bear, we should expect the unexpected. So we've arrived, obviously Bear's wound's been dripping and bleeding for a few days, and they've now told us that he has an infection in there, so he's going to start antibiotics. That means no chemotherapy for at least 2 weeks. Obviously the lab sample for the type of bacteria that it'll be, I think he said it will take 5 days, so he's given us a broad spectrum antibiotic, so it may need other antibiotics in a few days. So all up in the air. We're obviously not going to have stitches removed or the chemo tomorrow, so it's going to be a rough night in the van with Bear in his cone, and then back to the cabin tomorrow. But we've only got the cabin until next Friday, so it's now panic stations to find somewhere else to call home, because I don't think it's going to work in the van. So watch this space. Oh, it is so good to be back. So good. I think this is, although a long drive and a night away in the van, it is just refreshed that feeling for how special this place really is. What a rough night last night. Bear was quite unsettled until about 3 a.m. with his cone in the van. But then actually, weirdly, he slept better through the morning and later than he has done for weeks here. So maybe he just missed the van all along. So this is a complication of the surgery. Is obviously we've got a build up of fluid. He's got an infection, and we're now having to assist with getting the fluid out quite regularly. So hopefully once the antibiotics start kicking in, this should quieten down. But yeah, poor buddy. So ever since we found this property online and contacted Devon Hideaways, this was the dream we had for Bear, to be able to sit and lay on this deck and just watch the world go by. And I don't know how it's taken so long, but we're finally here and we're just so happy. Just to see him looking happy for once. I mean, I think he wants his dinner right now, so he's probably putting it on a bit, but yeah, take it from us, he's having a good day.
Do you?
When it's dinner time, they send in the big guns.
Send in a chunky monkey. Oh.
In coastal plains, endless views that we're passing through, making our way to a distant place, just us two, somewhere new. Watch the sky fade into the night. With you, my arms, nothing can go wrong. We'll fall asleep on a starlit beach, just us two.
The best thing about being back in a house with Bear is just the space. He's got space to chill out. We've got a massive bed for him at the moment, so he's super comfortable. And obviously this place is perfect because it's all on one level. Wherever we are, it's not like he has to worry about where we are. So he can just chill, I can cook dinner, and he's happy as Larry.
With you, my arms, nothing can go wrong. We'll follow.
This is one of the most peaceful places I have ever been to. It's amazing.
Somewhere new. Somewhere new.
So the wound is still leaking quite badly. Tracy's doing a good job of squeezing it all out, which is quite gross, but the slime that comes out is like a bloody white stuff, not very nice at all. But apparently we need to just get as much of it out as possible, and it seems like the infection hasn't got any worse, so the antibiotics must be working. But we'll obviously speak to the vets tomorrow, because that'll be Monday, and give them a bit of an update of how he's doing and see if they want to transition into different tablets. Good boy. Pardon you. So this week has been a week of torrential rain, and ordinarily that would be a bad thing, but this has been one hell of a place to enjoy the sound of rain, either getting cozy by the fire or with the wraparound deck. You just have the doors completely wide open and just listening to it all thumping through the trees has just been amazing. The off-grid system's done really well. I think we've only heard the generator click on once this week, so a testament to the design of this kit, but I just wish we could fit that amount of solar on the van. That'd be pretty amazing. So it's definitely been a roller coaster with Bear's recovery. What are we? 3 weeks in, heading into the 4th week, and he still has episodes of looking a bit uncomfortable, and he can still be exceptionally restless through the night, which would definitely be problematic being in the van. Hey bud. A sample from the tumour was sent off, and it has been confirmed that it is osteosarcoma, which is apparently the most aggressive cancer that it could be. The only silver lining is because he's had the infection, there are some studies that suggest that with an infection, obviously the body tries to fight that, and what can happen is the body can then help and fight the cancer itself. So we're keeping everything crossed that this is a positive thing, and yeah, there's really no way to tell how quickly the cancer will take effect on the rest of his body. Even if it is the most aggressive form, it could be anything. So we're just making the most of every single day that we have with Bear, and just hoping that this resolves itself, the wound heals, stitches are out, chemo starts, and we can just get him on some adventures as soon as possible, because he definitely deserves it. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone that's reached out about Bear's situation, offering help, support, or just kind words. Some of you have even offered your driveway, so whatever it's been, just to know that it's been greatly appreciated, because this has been a very difficult time for all of us, and we've needed it all, to be honest. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a bad news situation with Bear. As you know, he's been on antibiotics. The results from last week have only just come in today of what that bacteria was, and unfortunately the broad spectrum tablets that he was given don't cover the bacteria that he's actually got. So they're posting out some tablets tomorrow, and he's going to start a new course of antibiotics, and that will be 7 to 10 days. So we're going to be, or Bear's going to be, going into the 2nd month post-surgery without chemo. And if you don't know what that means, yeah, I don't really want to talk about it, but basically it has an impact. But anyway. So we've got a little bit of a problem. Our van doesn't have solar, and ordinarily we drive a lot and we charge over 2.5 kilowatts off the alternator, so it's not normally a problem. But living in this cabin, we're not really going anywhere, and the cabin's also off-grid, has its own battery bank, so it's really unfair to connect into that and then just make the generator to start up in the back shed. So I've just been periodically starting the engine, but this morning I just completely forgot and let the batteries go down to about 13%, which they're lithium, so it won't be the end of the world. But our DC charger has now decided that there's a set voltage where it just goes into panic mode and goes, no, the leisure batteries are too low, you can't do anything. So at the point where you need to charge the batteries, you can't. So it wouldn't do anything. So I've had to hijack the cabin electrics just for an hour, just to get the batteries up slightly, so then the DC charger goes out of fault, and then now I can run the engine. So at some point I will need to pick up the solar panel from our storage unit, but until then this is what I'm dealing with. So just don't let it go as far as that again. So the channel. Well, clearly this wasn't planned. We thought we'd be in Southern Europe filming wild and off-grid adventures in a van, and yet here we are in Devon. We just kept the cameras rolling, and we thought we'd film Bear's story because maybe it would help someone else in the future, but other than that, we don't really know what's next. So we'd really appreciate hearing from you guys. Do you think we should keep going? We're enjoying it, so maybe we should. Let us know. But yeah, it's been great to speak to you guys in the comment section. The community's growing already and we love that, and it's been a great creative outlet, so I'd like to keep going, but it's just, I know that it's not like van life and that kind of thing. So but yeah, let us know.
This has been incredible being here. Not only have I absolutely enjoyed having a full-size cooker, but this has been an absolute sanctuary, and I think when we've had so many things going on, it's just been really nice just to have somewhere to kind of call a base for a little bit longer.
Well, can you believe it? This is the very last evening at the cabin. We came here for Bear's recovery, but it's ended up being so much bigger than that. We've made some great friends with the people here, and they've made it so much more special than it already is. But it's absolutely ignited something in us. We're manifesting now that we will, at one point in our lives, have something, maybe not exactly like this, but you get the picture. Hopefully something off-grid, something rural, just a base that we can come back to, and hopefully a project. But whatever it is, from the moment we walked through that door, we knew that something like this needed to be in our lives. It's just amazing. With Bear, he is okay. He's still wearing the cone, so we have booked another property now that we know what's happening with the antibiotics. That will take us up to the next vet appointment, and then we can decide, do we continue with van life or do we need another house? It all just depends on Bear right now, but I think I'm going to enjoy the last evening here and just take a moment to remember all the good things that's happened over the last few weeks.
Country lanes and coastal plains, endless views that we're passing through, making our way